Hey guys, so I have been watching on YouTube and I keep seeing this hashtag popping up and it says hashtag iteachtoo. And it was originally started by the YouTuber Too Cool for Middle School. And so I thought that I would go ahead and do these questions as well. And if you have any comments, please post them below. So question number 1 is, what do you teach and where? So I am a teacher in a self-contained classroom, and I have an endorsement in ESL and bilingual. So that means that I'm specially certified to work with students who are language learners or don't speak any English. And it doesn't always mean Spanish. It could be just students from another country who are learning English as a second language. So I've worked with students from Ethiopia, from the Philippines, from the Sudan. It just really depends on what is available in the district that I'm working. And where do I teach? I actually was teaching in a south suburb of Chicago, but I am no longer there. I did resign for the upcoming school year, and more details will come about where I am headed for the upcoming school year. The second question is, how long have you been teaching? So I graduated in December of 2014 from Northern Illinois University, which means I am currently in the middle of my 3rd year of teaching. So by December of this year, I will have completed my 3rd full year of teaching and will be beginning my 4th full year in January. Did you always know you wanted to be a teacher? The simple answer to that is no. I did not know that I wanted to be a teacher. I love seeing videos about people who knew from the very beginning, from when they were little children, that this is the career for them. But I don't have that same story. I actually didn't know that I wanted to be a teacher until I was taking a lot of my gen ed courses in community college. I started realizing that I was really interested in psychology, but more so the psychology of the child. So how the student's brain worked and their learning processes. And then after that, I started taking some more gen eds on just children's health and children's education. And I did my first clinical to get service hours in my community college, and the rest is history. As soon as I did that, I knew that that was for me, and that was what I wanted to head full speed ahead to. What is your typical teacher outfit of the day? So where I was working last year, we had a business casual dress code. So I usually found myself wearing slacks, usually dark colored slacks. So like black or brown, sometimes gray. And I would always wear a brightly colored shirt with it and some flats that usually matched the slacks. Number 5. What do you usually bring for lunch? So usually during my lunchtime, it's so short. It's about half an hour, but that time just flies by. And usually I'm prepping for what's about to come later in the day. So for my teacher lunch, I usually just bring some finger foods that I can munch on while I'm working in my classroom. Number 6, what is one of your favorite books about teaching? So when I was student teaching, I read this book at the suggestion of my coordinating supervisor, and it was called Educating Esme, and it is by Esme Rahi Kodel, and I really loved the book because it's basically a journal of her first year of teaching. She talks about the good and the bad. She talks about moments of triumph, and she also discusses the politics or the bureaucracies of working with her specific principal. And I currently started reading Teach Like a Champion because a lot of people have been recommending that book. And I really like it because it gives a lot of different strategies that teachers can use to be an effective educator. Number 7, what is one of your favorite teacher movies? So there's a ton of teacher movies that are really, really good. I do like Lean on Me, and I do like Dangerous Minds, but I think my absolute favorite has to be Freedom Writers. It has Hilary Swank, and I think the reason I like that one is because it really talks about a lot of the struggles that she had, but it really talks about history and how it can still be relevant within the classroom today and making it come alive for the students. Number 8, who was your favorite teacher? So this one is an easy one. My favorite teacher was my English teacher for freshman high school. His name was Mr. Burtonshaw. And if you're watching this, Mr. Burtonshaw, hello. He was really the greatest teacher because he was really good at understanding his students and getting them to think in ways that was really interesting. I remember with him, we always started every single classroom by doing a word jumble and analyzing a quote. And then we would play a very short round of taboo. It was always boys versus girls. And then at the end of the month, whichever team had the most points from taboo, the other team had to buy and serve them donuts. And so it was always a fun way to get us engaged and willing to participate in class. He was also really cool because he really appreciated diversity. He was a Caucasian teacher, but he was also the faculty advisor for the Indian Club. And so our school did something called International Days, where we would celebrate the different cultures in our school. And all of the International Days, he would always come dressed up in traditional Indian clothing. So it would be silk and it would be really colorful, and he just really celebrated and appreciated that culture and the culture of all of his other students, which really made students feel welcome and appreciated and made us want to work harder for him. Number 9, who are some of your favorite teacher YouTubers, Instagrammers, or Snapchatters? So I'm still new to Snapchat and Instagram, so I don't really follow anybody on there yet. But I am a YouTube junkie, so I watch a lot of different YouTubers. So my favorite ones so far, The Lettered Classroom, A Cozy Classroom, Too Cool for Middle School, One Fab Teacher, Pocket Full of Primary, Real Rap with the Reynolds, Mr. Thane, Genuine Teaching, A Classroom Diva, and I recently started watching That One Happy Classroom. And I really like all of these for different reasons, but really it just lets me see that the things that I'm dealing with in my classroom and the types of activities that I like to do or think about are also being felt by other teachers, and that makes me feel like we really have a good teaching community on YouTube. So thank you to all of those teachers for your awesome vlogs. What is one of your best classroom management tips? I would say my biggest classroom management tip would be to have a plan for everything. Students really get really confused when they don't know what's going on, and that leads to chaos, and that leads to just a terrible classroom environment, and everything's just out of order. So have a plan for everything. Make sure that you are posting your schedule. If something changes, tell the students ahead of time so that way they know that a change in the schedule is coming and they won't be as surprised when it happens. Obviously, we can't announce like fire drills and things like that, but still have a plan and let the students know the plan so that way it tends to work more like clockwork. When they know what's expected of them, they know what's about to happen, and they can meet those expectations. Number 11, what is one reason you decided to become a teacher? That's a good one. I think I decided to become a teacher because I really just became interested in how students' minds work and how they develop from a very early age. People aren't just smart by nature or dumb by nature. The mind develops and there's steps to it. And so I really wanted to become a teacher to help develop students' minds and help encourage them to love learning, because I do love learning. I'm like a sponge. I love to watch informational TV or videos and read books and just learn as much as I can about all of the things that I'm interested in. So helping students light that fire for education and just want them to keep learning and become lifelong learners, that's really the ultimate reason why I decided to become a teacher. So I completed the hashtag tag, and so I encourage you to please leave any comments below, and please check out some of the other video YouTubers that I mentioned because their channels are awesome. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone.